Where are Godzilla's homies? Is that why he's so grumpy? Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here today, we are going to be talking about Godzilla vs. Kong. So this is going to be my review video on it, and oh boy, do I have some thoughts on this movie. As always, I would appreciate if you are new here, or if you've come back and you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe, to stick around. I do 2 videos a week. Typically, right now I'm kind of in a Marvel frenzy because we have weekly breakdowns on Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I also do beauty videos, vlogs, films, all sorts of other stuff, DC as well. I do all sorts of comic stuff, so I would appreciate you sticking around and giving this video a thumbs up if you like it. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I have some notes about this movie in a full notebook because I'm full nerding it. I tried to break this down between like positives and negatives, so it's probably not going to be like that though, because when I started writing, it was just like the critic in me was coming out. I'm going to preface this by saying I thought this movie was enjoyable. If you liked this movie and you thought it was awesome, or if you hated this movie, that's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm gonna have mine. Nothing is serious. It is a movie about a big ape fighting a big radioactive lizard. So, we're gonna get into it. This movie is really a King Kong film, and I think maybe you can tell from the trailers that that's the case. It was just a little weird because the director stated that he was like, he called it a Godzilla movie. Godzilla doesn't really play that much into this, I will be quite honest with you. So I don't know exactly that reasoning, but it follows King Kong, which is fine. I liked Kong Skull Island. It was good. So we find out that they've like blocked off Skull Island into like a little artificial monarch zone to monitor him, to protect him from Godzilla. Just let them fight. Like, who cares? But they are using King Kong to find Hollow Earth, and there's other things like they teach King Kong how to use sign language, which at first when I was watching, I'm like, this is so far-fetched, but then I remembered I'm pretty sure we have taught gorillas how to use sign language, and also I think the only thing he signs is home. He just can understand the little deaf girl, which I really liked her as well. I thought she was a good addition. I always feel like, see, the Kong Skull Island characters were so much better than like any of the Godzilla characters, but like, she was really good. Everybody else could have not been there. I don't like how they just were like, yep, Skull Island's gone, bye. Was silly. Yeah, Godzilla is barely in this movie, and honestly, King Kong, a lot of the time, is barely in this movie. I feel like they did not learn from King of the Monsters. In Godzilla 2014, Godzilla is barely in that movie, and people complained about it, so then King of the Monsters, there was basically monster fights all the time, and then this one, just the monsters weren't there, or King Kong was just scratching his butt. Like, what am I looking at? None of the characters are interesting, except for the deaf little girl. None of them. Not one. I don't care about any human being in this, and I shouldn't, because I only care about the big monsters fighting each other. So, God, I can't believe they just can't figure it out. While we're there, I'm going to talk about just the plot and characters. I'm putting that in air quotes because this plot is so bad, it makes King of the Monsters look Oscar-worthy. I don't mind the plot of King of the Monsters. Like, I can maybe get behind it. I think it's ridiculous, don't get me wrong, but they're like eco-terrorists and they're going to unleash all the kaiju and whatnot, blah, 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 blah. That's a little bit easier to accept than we need King Kong to find Hollow Earth. What? Like, it was literally only so that they could get him to travel faster. Like, that was it. And find some sort of power source for Mechagodzilla, which they could have found on Skull Island. So, I don't understand that. They should have just found some sort of thing in Skull Island. I think Godzilla versus King Kong on Skull Island would have been dope. It should have gone that way. But yeah, I wrote that whoever wrote this the script needs to go back to school because that was pretty bad. The Godzilla characters suffered. They were bad in King of the Monsters, except for Serizawa and Dr. Chen. Dr. Chen's not here anymore. I don't understand why. She was one of my favorites in King of the Monsters. I will also put into that there is a severe lack of Asian characters in this. Godzilla is Japanese property, so I don't know what is going on there. If I had to guess, I would say to appeal a little bit to a Chinese audience, that they wouldn't have an overabundance of Japanese characters, but I'm pretty sure Dr. Chen is a Chinese actor, so I don't know what is going on. Obviously, Serizawa, Ken Watanabe, died in the last movie, so he couldn't come back, but part of this takes place in Hong Kong, and there's one Asian person in this whole movie. And guess what? They're a villain. It was the villain character too was so stereotypical. Like, the look of them, they look like a villain. It was so goofy. I just really feel like you probably should have had more Asian characters in this. Also, the fact that the fight was in Hong Kong and not Tokyo, dumb. It should have been in Tokyo. Again, I think maybe it was to appeal to a Chinese audience, but also Hong Kong is like pretty controversial right now, so I don't know if they really wanted that. Fighting-wise, King Kong gets his ass beat several times. There's one time where this Alexander Skarsgård's character is like, oh, I guess the second round goes to King Kong, which is totally not true. It's really funny because they both get knocked down, and then Godzilla gets right back up and literally murders King Kong. So, yeah, no. It's really funny. I enjoyed that the marketing really made it seem like they're going to make King Kong win when he doesn't stand a chance. So I'm very happy in that aspect because I was really worried that they were going to make King Kong beat my nuclear power plant that is Godzilla, which doesn't really stand a chance. The axe makes a little bit more sense. I don't mind that. He does have the tree. It's like a recap of where King Kong shoves the tree down Godzilla's throat from the old Kong versus Godzilla. So yeah, the fights were pretty good. It would be remiss to not mention then at the end, of course, they kind of team up, but then they fight Mechagodzilla, because that is the real big bad of this film. I think Mechagodzilla looked great. I really liked his look. Of course, this wasn't really a surprise because they revealed it, and if you watch my trailer breakdown from the first trailer, where it was more hinted at, I predicted that Mechagodzilla would be the villain of this, which makes sense. So yeah, they're using King Ghidorah to power Mechagodzilla. Of course, they put his power source in both the control little room and then also in his head, and then it overrides, and then Mechagodzilla has his own little mission because, of course, maybe somebody should have told them that Mechagodzilla is not an earthbound kaiju, so maybe try to make him with somebody else, or just make him a full robot. Like, come on, dude, you got this. You don't need the Titan DNA or whatever the heck that is. So, yeah, King Kong pretty much fights Mechagodzilla. Godzilla is like taken out at this point. He's all tired from his little fight where he almost killed King Kong. So, he gets handled pretty easily. Which I liked. And then the little girl tells that Godzilla's, sorry, I'm yawning and talking through the whole thing. The little girl tells Kong that Godzilla's not the enemy, Mechagodzilla's the enemy. And then King Kong's like, yeah, I'm gonna go fight Mechagodzilla, and he fights him, and then they like look like they're gonna be pals, and then Godzilla just leaves, and King Kong looks a little bummed that his new little buddy just left. So there's that. I don't think, King Kong definitely declared his subservience to Godzilla. He backed down, so that's where that is. So Godzilla's still the king of the monsters, baby. My question for this. Where are the kaiju? Where are the others? There are like 10 kaiju that were left at King of the Monsters. Did they all die, or are they just sitting this one out? Rodan just decided, I don't want to be a part of this. There's supposed to be a new Mothra. She's just not a part of this. There are like some other creatures. There's like little bat kaijus, which I can't remember their name. And then there's also like these little flying scorpion things. But that's it. I want to see, I know it's a Godzilla vs. Kong, but I want to see the other kaiju too. Like, not seeing Rodan and not seeing Mothra is really sad, because I love both of them, and that is why I prefer King of the Monsters, because I like seeing all the kaiju together. So, where are Godzilla's homies? Is that why he's so grumpy? Because they're all dead or something like that? I don't know. But they need to find out where they are, and if they do continue the Monsterverse, bring back Mothra, bring back Rodan, because those are Godzilla's pals. I was going to say boos, and then I was going to say boys, but then Mothra's a girl. Also, I don't know, Rodan might be a girl too. Are they really checking? This is like Jurassic Park, where they might all be girls. But yeah, I think they should continue the Monsterverse. I mean, I'll be honest with you, none of these movies are like peak cinema, but I enjoy watching some CGI kaiju fight each other. So I'd see another one of these. Oh my god. They need to get rid of the human blood. And I'm not saying, like, they probably can't do that, because in reality, like, they really just gonna have CGI monsters fight each other. That's, like, my dream, but, like, we're gonna have humans, I guess. So, less humans, more Rodan, more Mothra, more Godzilla. Anyway, that is going to be it. I really thought this video would be much longer, but I guess I like sped through it. That is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to watch one of my other videos, I appreciate it. You can watch it back right here. I keep forgetting to do this little thing, and then I just say bye, and then it cuts over my face. Yeah. This makeup is too much for this movie. I did way too much for this. Alright, I'll see you on Friday, the new video. Bye!